Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Dynamite. It was a Saturday edition, October 23rd, 2021. A very good show. Congratulations to Dynamite. They really got things moving. They really got things going on. And now we are looking ahead to Full Gear, their next major pay-per-view. And let's just jump in. So we had the AEW World Championship number one contenders tournament happening. We had two of the first round matches, starting with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson against Dustin Rhodes. Is exactly what you would expect it to be. An incredibly good match. Again, another Dynamite bookended by two really fantastic matches. At the end of this, we know Bryan Danielson is going to win. We get a ref stoppage off of a guillotine choke, which I thought was really cool. It's exactly the match that you wanted to have, and let's move on, honestly. The Elite are cutting a promo backstage, Kenny Omega being smarmy and jerky, and says that Hangman Page is weak. Instead of chanting cowboy shit, the crowd should chant coward shit at him, which is ridiculous, though the Bucks praise him for his clever quip. FTR cuts a promo after the break how they're proud of being the AAA World Tag Team Champions, but they really need that AEW World Tag Team Championship. Lucha Brothers, represented by Penta El Zero Miedo, fire back, and Alex Alhambras is all bruised up from getting punched by Tully Blanchard. That looked so good, by the way. They say revenge is coming. Tony Schiavone introduces Sting. Sting comes to the ring, but before he can speak, MJF comes out, says some horrible things, and then a bunch of them attack poor Sting. Sting first starts this off by but Friedman drops Sting with the ring-assisted right hand. We go to break after the beatdown ensues. Back from commercial, Tony Schiavone interviews Britt Baker and makes fun of Tay Conti, which is going to be the match at Full Gear. Penelope Ford and Ruby Soho in a TBS Championship Tournament first round match for the ladies. A good match. Ruby Soho manages to avoid the Nux as the referee kicks them out of the ring, and Ruby Soho gets a ghetto clutch in there for a really cool roll up and wins by pinfall. MJF is backstage to call out Darby Allin, but Wardlow rolls up and is not happy that MJF threw him to the wolves last week. And now he's assigned Sean Spears to be his accountability buddy. So basically to make sure Wardlow is happy, at least for the nonce. We go to break, we come back, Anthony Green, and it's really great to see him doing stuff semi-regularly with AEW. Really great guy who I met at a Division Pro Wrestling show in Florida. I'm fresh off of him not being with NXT anymore, but he's been doing great stuff. And this one, Bobby Fish, kind of demolishes him, right? They're really pushing this Bobby Fish, most certainly, and throws him around, dragon screw leg whips, exploder suplex, and that buzzsaw roundhouse kick, and Bobby Fish gets the pin. He takes out Green's legs from under him for good measure, gets the mounted punches, sleeper holds applied, but then CM Punk makes the save. So we're setting that up for a future thing. I think it was smart for them to take a week off from CM Punk having a match. I think that's wise. And having a match that's like at least somewhat set up. Smart move. Tony Schiavone with Dante Martin and Leo Rush backstage. And the long and short of it is Leo got them a match against the Seidel brothers. Eddie Kingston against Lance Archer, which is the other number one contenders tournament first round match that we have on this episode, and a little bit of a shock. Lance off the top of the moonsault. Looks like he landed on his head, and it's really brutal. Ringside doctor checks on Archer. He wants to keep fighting. He goes back inside, but Eddie Kingston rolls him up as he stumbles into the ring. Interesting. I did not think Eddie Kingston was going over there, so that was a nice surprise. Dan Lambert is in the ring with the Men of the Year. The long and short of it is, he talks his usual smack. I'm never a big fan of these segments, but Sammy Guevara comes out and says, what's going on? Dan Lambert wants a title shot and wants stipulations. Guevara, in addition to putting that title up, if he loses, he has to quit the Inner Circle. But Guevara says, okay, but if I win, he gets to pick the members of America's top team that are in the tag match at Full Gear. Scorpio Sky tells him to accept this ass whooping he's about to have, but Ortiz and Santana and Hager show up to run them off. John Moxley cuts a promo. Basically, this idea of this tournament happening is like everybody walking into an alley, and who do they think is going to walk out of this dark alley? Moxley says it's going to be him, continuing with the sort of like slightly darkening themes of Moxley. Sammy Guevara comes out with signs to send us to break. Back from the commercial, Dark Order are hanging out. Adam Page rolls up, which to a big reaction. He wants to apologize for not catching up with them sooner. And if they want to go after the Elite on Halloween week, they're going to be wearing costumes. So the Dark Order will have to step up. A nice, silly segment and a nice way to bridge Adam Page and the Dark Order again in a subtle way. Brandon Cutler versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Jungle Boy puts him away pretty quickly. And he puts Brandon back in the snare trap, and Cutler begs for his pals to make the save. Adam Cole comes out and cuts a promo. This is a distraction so the Young Bucks can super kick party. Poor Jungle Boy. They hit him with the BTE trigger. Cole hits the last shot, and the Bucks throw Jungle Boy off the stage and through a table in a similar fashion that they did to Luchasaurus. So we have a couple of like mid-card feuds that we've sort of well established. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got something to do. Everybody's got a reason to wrestle. I often see critiques about AEW's booking that they don't tell stories, and I always find that really strange because everybody always has something definitively to do, and it's very nice, honestly. From a commercial, Miro cuts a promo where he calls out his god for forsaking him and says he wants a championship. Keeping him on the back burner, letting him recharge from the loss of his title. It's smart stuff that you can do when you have a nice big roster. Then we get Cody Rhodes against Malachi Black. Lots of great moments in this. Anderson hitting the spine buster on Jose when Andrade comes to the ring to try to distract. Malachi Black hitting Arn with the mist right after. Really great moment. Rhodes hitting the crossroads off of the apron through the table on the outside. Really brutal. Black getting to kick out of the crossroads on the inside of the ring, which actually shocked everybody, including me. The match is a very, very, very good one. Rhodes wrestled his heart out. The crowd was determined to boo him. At the end of it, Rhodes wins by pinfall with a J Driller, which looked really, really great. Arn and Cody regrouped together. Fantastic match. And people might get upset, but AEW has done something really subtle, which is they're making sure they're not doing everybody like a whole bunch of people with they're undefeated. They very subtly gave Andrade a loss. Now they've given Malachi Black a loss, which I actually think will benefit them in the long run. I know that sounds crazy, but if you hang everything on, you have to be undefeated then it really limits your booking. And what you end up doing is doing 50-50 booking to give everybody wins, which is much more reminiscent of you know who.